Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, a screen come.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, same document, right? Earlier, is to share. Many people, wants to join. Okay, so let us move to the topic. Um, what is it? Okay, so we were talking about emotional, intelligence or emotional quotient, EQ. Okay, so for every personality, EQ plays important role. So what we have understood in the previous class, what is EQ and what it is not. So EQ is not emotional. It is a ability to control emotions. Understand this. So everyone has ability. See, information is not a knowledge, right? how to process information is a IQ, right? Information cannot be called as IQ. So therefore, when we talk about knowledge, one should be able to process the information, then become knowledgeable person. So in this context, so the same theory also. Now we have understood EQ is the main contributor for success. Okay, so there are three here. Look at the picture, image. Personality, that's called as personality. So personality generally, it is fixed between 5 to 8 of every human beings. Any child, enters into 5. Between that, within the 5 to 8, personality, the development of personality starts. Knowledge, the child will be able to get knowledge. Child will be able to get IQ. Child able to get EQ as well. So that is okay. That is personality. And generally, so when I said, personality begins in humans at what age? Between 5 to 8. And within 5 to 8, generally people who don't get IQ generally. So therefore, the capacity to learn is set at 17 years old. Right? So this is, your IQ will be strong. Some people, exceptional, they say, by, kids, they have exception, but that could be rote learning. That could be rote learning. So IQ will be developed, uh, at the age of 17 years. And so EQ, there is no fixed, is time, for developing EQ. It can be developed continuously. Continually, it can be gained. So now think about. So humans have more access to EQ than IQ. So here, look at, both are equally, considered. What is this? Are you aware of this? What is it called?
Glacier.
Sorry?
बच्चा का feel.
No, make it clear. No, your voice is not clear.
Sir,
What is it?
iceberg.
Yes,
Iceberg.
yes. Yeah, iceberg. So what does it indicate,
Only 10% can be seen and 90% is hidden under the water.
Okay, that's okay. Now, what is more, IQ, see, IQ is, intelligent quotient, and EQ is emotional quotient here. So, no human being can escape from emotions. So that's what we have to understand. So, yeah, this is what, emotions, humans all the time, are overflowing with emotions. So knowledge generally, personality itself, the concept of personality itself is a mask, right? It's a mask type of thing, so it's hidden. So even psychology also says, we have 3 different concepts there: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. So I'm not talking about personality classes. Maybe we'll have again one more topic I know in our syllabus it is there. When we want to discuss personality development, that in psychological aspect we talk about, Sigmund Freud's theory, uh, right? Conscious, subconscious, and unconscious theory, right? The ego and superego. So here, understand that EQ is the foundation for IQ. Without EQ, other day somebody asked, without five senses, how can you gain the information, right? You have to hear, you have to listen, right? You have to see, or you have to smell, have taste, touch, all that, right? So nothing can be gained, without five senses. So that is what, you know, sense of, feeling. Right? Yeah. So, strongest predictor of job performance. See, when with your knowledge, you can get job. But what do you do after you get a job? You have to perform excellence, right, in your job. Otherwise, you'll be depressive. You have to you said to leave the job and then look for another job. People move to people change you one place to another. Lot of problems. They come across lot of problems. So getting job is not the only thing. Yesterday I was watching one of the film. So it was telling one of the character. So money is important, but money is not the only important. Right? Money matters, but money only not matters. Did you get my point? Right. So what did I say? Money matters in one's life, but not alone, right? Apart from money, other things also matters in our lives. Therefore, job matters, but not just getting job, but after you get job, performance is very, very important. So here, uh, it's a journal of research data, uh, organizational behavior. Actually, here now one thing I have to tell you, all of you, please ask. I'm just requesting all of you to join within 5 minutes. If we start 8 o'clock, before 8:05. Everyone has to join. So otherwise it disturbs me here. Each and every time, I have to admit a notification will come and I have to, change my, setting here. Is this fine? Please instruct all of you, in a group. If somebody joins later, that's the reason, that's the problem. I may not be able to, get concentration to admit all the time, So this is what, I can say in this, context. So how long, I have to wait for you to, join, So who is a guest here? Nobody is a guest here, right? You are just attending. So I'm just presenting here. So if you are a guest, I can.
So you can
Welcome.
make few people presenter. They will admit other people also.
So how can it be possible?
So from the setting which you did yesterday,
Okay.
from there we can make
Manage.
it.
Okay. So now I'll do. See, it's not like see. People I invite, okay. People I invite, allow forwarding in the meeting invite. I don't know. There are two different options here. Who can bypass that option?
Yes.
Or who can present? Huh? Specific people. Who are they? Then question comes. To assign a role to a participant, invite them in a meeting individually. Okay. So it is mentioned like specific, and who are they, who can present. So otherwise, I have to make something here. Otherwise, it is very tough for me each and every time. So who can present here? I made it specific. Who will be specific here?
So the first option, who can bypass lobby, that is for admitting people. So
Okay.
if you allow everyone, then we will allow our batchmates to come
Okay.
in
Now,
class.
so people in organization, and then what should I do now? People in my organization, or people in my organization, trusted organization. No.
So everyone, we will
Where is
allow
it? There is
our
no option.
batchmates.
Okay, everyone. Okay. So I'll make it everyone. Done. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now where it is? Yeah. Yeah. So in the beginning class itself, we have we discussed the difference between hard skills and soft skills. So I gave the example of your academic context until you get the degree, that comes under the hard skill. After you get a job, or before you get a job, or once you get a job, you know you have to manage the things with society, in society, with the strong soft skill. Recently I read one article, so a lot of companies are giving lot of uh, training on soft skills nowadays, especially emotional intelligence. And then they believe okay, the only EQ can enhance uh, employees performance in a rapid way. And you say here, who said this, Bradbury, he was entrepreneur, who is, do you know this person? It was a famous, 90% of top performers were high in EQ. Only 20% of bottom performers were high in EQ. What does it mean? So
People having high EQ performs well everywhere.
that is, highest number, 90%. 90%. And someone can say, no, without emotions also I can work, somebody can claim. But in that context, only 20%, not 100%. That is exceptional case. Some people don't have any emotions, they never care about it. They just rules, regulations, time sense, not time sense also is a soft skill. uh, Rules, regulations, strict to the serious thinkers. So now you want to be in which field? Is that 20% or 90%? That's right. You have to decide which easy. So this 20% maybe may not help you all the time. Its number is less. Data doesn't support you. So take, accept this first statement. So then you will be enjoying. Right. So primary cause of executive derailment involves deficits in emotional competence. Derailment is prevention, stopping. You know, see, executive work. If executive means action oriented work. If somebody stops work, somebody gets disturbed in the work. The reason for this is incompetency, in emotional intelligence. Deficits in emotional competence. That's what inefficiency we say. Deficient means inefficient. Sufficient is different. Sufficient means strength. Deficient, deficiency we say it. So therefore, one should have the capacity, strength, in managing emotions. These are all okay. No need to worry about. So there are tests here, if you click these, links, you can do, then you will check yourself, what level, in which level you have, EQ capacity. Will you do, later? We're not doing here, so that's okay. Now, so when I say, emotional intelligence, so it is a combination of 4 aspects. What are they? Self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, then relationship management. Even behavioral psychologists also study same thing. So here 4 aspects. Then how do we know? How do we manage self-awareness? Know your emotions. This is color. This. Did you see this statement? This screen. Number 1, know your emotions. How? If you know your emotions, you will be able to, be conscious about yourself. You'll be aware of, what you are. Self is what you are. You should know what you are. Then, number 2 and 3, manage your emotions. How do you manage? And then motivate yourself. Then, how? This is called as self-management. And knowing is awareness. Okay, so when I say something, some people say, whatever comes to their mouth, whatever comes to their mind. Yeah? This is not good. Conscious, hold on control of yourself, your emotions. Yeah? Don't say, some people say, no, please, tongue your, something, mind your tongue. Right. So, don't say whatever comes to your mind. Right. So in this way, if you know yourself, you can know others. If you don't know yourself, there is no possibility, that you will know others as well. Am I right? This is all the philosophy. Even if you listen motivation lectures also, most people say, first believe in yourself. Will they say or not? Did you listen these lectures, philosophical lectures by many, successful people? You say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So believe in yourself, they say, but I'm using differently, psychologically. Sometimes, people say, believe, how do I believe? Some people fail to believe. They don't know what they are. So awareness, having awareness is wonderful word, Self. See, when I'm speaking something, in this class, I should know what I'm speaking. I should control, with my own, emotions as well. I cannot, disturb. I cannot get into distracted mode. Yes. I'll not be able to, so sorry. I will, never, enter into disappointed or distracted or, mood. So mood is important. One has to control the mood. That's what happy mood we say. Now, social awareness. 4th point. So how do we do? How do you able to, self-awareness? Okay, if you know your emotions, and you'll know, see at what time you control yourself, each and every day, when your routine work, how you manage with your routine work, do you have sense of time, emotions means, because people, I'm just using one more example, so this is winter, wonderful, this, okay, to put it briefly, some people, I know they know this is, it's chill, completely, it's way cool of weather, and you go to, uh, have bath, then unfortunately, you don't have hot water. So then what do you do? But at last you have to have bath. Do you experience this here? You'll have, so the example here, we will explore this context, so outside weather, even in the home, temperature has come down and there's no hot water, you know somebody forces you, or you yourself, uh, decided, okay, you should have, bath with your cold water. No, not cold completely, okay, medium. So first time when you pour a jug of water on your body, will you immediately do it or not? Tell me. You stop it, right? You wanted, your mind says, okay, you have decided, just, pour the water with your, take the mug of water, and then, pour the water into your body, in your head, or whatever it is, face, body. That is what is that? That is IQ or EQ. You have decided. What is that? Just think about it yourself. That is IQ. You have decided. With intelligence, you have decided. Okay, I told you, but you didn't never care about, uh, whether it's a cold or cold water, or hot water. So now, see, your mind is decided. You have decided with your mind, that is IQ, but EQ stops. No, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It is. It says your emotions are right side of the brain. It says, no, it's cool. Don't pour. Don't pour. Did you experience this situation so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now, what did you listen now? Whether you do follow IQ or EQ? Now, tell me. But that is control, na? So you have to control. What you do with your IQ, you have to control EQ.
EQ.
That is important. So that's what you have decided. The mind is important. That's what 20% is, that's EQ is, IQ also important, but you have to manage EQ. Yeah. So your EQ says, no, don't pour. It's cool. It's cool. You'll get some problem. You'll get, you never think about whether after having cold water, you'll enter into cold or cough or fever, whatever. That's never, you never worried about. But at time moment, at times, the present moment, you feel, no. But at last, what do you decide? You control yourself. You control yourself with the support of IQ. You manage. First time, one or two jugs, you just pour, and then, that feeling will gone. The feeling of cold will be going away. This is what the concept of knowing your emotions. Then, by knowing your emotions, okay, it is a cold. It's cold if I, pour the water, but I'll know what I am. So what my emotions are. Then managing. Managing is control. That's what, manage emotions, motivate yourself, motivate. So in pouring cold water through a jug, you motivate yourself to have bath. If you don't motivate, what happens? You will, you will not have bath. I know. Then you start into laziness. Most people say, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. I have to wake up 5 and before they go to bed, they say. But do they do at 5 a.m. what they thought? What they thought before they go to bed? Is it tough, no? It's the toughest job, right? Is it easy task or tough?
No, sir.
Somebody comes and then, please wake up, wake up. No, just 5 minutes, just 10 minutes. So you manage your emotions. If you decide it, okay, I have to wake up at 5, exactly I have to wake up. You should wake up. Automatically it you are, if you control, uh, and in medical science say just 8 hours sleep is fine. Some people say 12, because laziness, they sleep more than 12 hours. More than that also, I know. Daytime also, after lunch also, they go and sleep. But I don't want to speak negative about this. But the reason is that, it's left to them. Whether they sleep at 10 hours, or 15 hours, or 8 hours, it's left to them. But those who manage their emotions, as per medical science, just 8 hours. I'm not talking about sleep versus awake. That's different topic. So my point is that if you manage your emotions, you can also manage your intelligence. You can also manage your intelligence. That is what connected. By doing yourself, you enter into social awareness and recognize and understand other people's emotion. This is very valuable. See, I'll give a lecture. Suppose, okay, please wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and do, jogging or go for walking, all that. If I give a lecture and then myself, I wake up at 10 a.m. generally. What happens? People will blame, right? People will blame me, right? They'll laugh at me. This fellow, gives a philosophical lecture, asking us to wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. Then, he himself wakes up at 10 a.m. Then what does it mean? This it shows that I'm a failure, in emotional intelligence. So therefore, in India, the problem here, there is no connection between what they say and what they do. It means what people say and what people. In 1 minute, there's one call is coming, important call. Let me come back to you. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption. And because so I need to handle many things. Uh, okay, so I was uh, because I have to manage myself and also I should manage others, right? It doesn't matter if just 5 minutes gap. Are we together? Are you listening, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Sir.
So
Makes sense.
now in this way, now at last, after fourth point, this is very very important. Managing relationships, especially others' relationships. And I'm telling you, most there is one statement I have read. Read that is that. So. Right, I'm just looking at this. Okay, I don't know where I have noted down. Generally, I can remember. The success of human relationships depend on emotional needs. Emotional needs, and new people can come in our life, and then some people can come, and some relationship can break. Some new relationships can emerge, but the last everlasting relationship, if it's existed at all the time, depends on emotional needs. One has to take care of emotional needs, then good relationship sustains, right? If there is no space for emotional relations emotional needs in any type of relationships, that's no longer called as relationships. So now, what is the basic prerequisite for managing, whether personal relationships or academic relationships or social or even family, or uh, anything for that matter. So one has to take care of. One has to believe in needs of others. Especially especially emotional needs. If you say no, okay, I'll deal with only financial needs. Okay, come on and help me. Then I have a good relationship with me all the time. No, that's why money matters, but money not only is not the only money matters. Apart from money, anything matters. So therefore, the basis for managing human relation. This is what theory. Entire our lecture, our topic. Just if to format 5 tasks, 5 steps, then 4 themes, 4 divisions. This is a book called um, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, and if you download the book, you'll understand. That's okay. Now, so same thing. Again, self-awareness, knowing. How do we know our emotions? How do we know our emotions? What I see, self-awareness. What I do, that's what the personal appearance. Personal. This is what appearance versus competence. Then social competence. What I see here, social awareness, and then what I do, personal and social. So there is a difference between personal competence and social. Personally, uh, it's self-related, and socially, for others, in a group of people. Whether social means anybody, your good friends, best friends, your family members, parents, teachers, seniors, batchmates, besties. We say roommate, all that. Bestie, best. Now, having the skill to focus your attention on your emotional state, being aware in the moment of what you are feeling. Are you happy, excited, worried, angry, frustrated? So, as I said, having an awareness, this is what you have to do. This is how you have to do. You know, what is awareness? Yeah, awareness is
Being
nothing but,
conscious,
yes, come up.
being conscious.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So, conscious, not like, ignorance. Not like unconscious, forgetting, lazy. No, consciously. When you're conscious of something, you do many things, you will be successful. Some people, consciously they do many things and they get success. Comes from a developed, comes from developing a straightforward and honest understanding of what makes you right, tick, what makes you fixed, not afraid of emotional mistakes as they provide you with cues for what you should be doing differently. And don't be afraid of, mistakes also. Some people do mistakes, right? Emotionally, they have a lot of, uh, because, and one more thing I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong and right. Judgmental as concept is very less in emotional, mind is concerned. But in knowledge wise, you have particular far parameters, you have particular, what I can say, um, procedure to evaluate something. But here in emotions, all of a sudden it comes, we don't know whether it's right or according to you it may be right, but according to others it may not be right. So therefore, don't worry about whether right or wrong, but have a conscious approach. Have a So therefore somebody said, fear is unfortunate. Everyone get into fear, one or another day. But what we have to do? Because fear is unfortunate, but you cannot be afraid of fear, right? So be conscious, then having a conscious only has a solution to come out of that fear, that afraid. Now, some exercise in just 2 minutes. Feeling words. What are the words? Look at. How many generally? Can you guess how many words are here? 100? Around so? 200? Don't count it. I'm just asking.
100
Yeah,
around.
probably. So these words, what is this indicate? See, knowledge words are different. You see, as a student of language, we divide different, words for different dimension. That's why we call it EST, English for science and technology, English for specific purpose, English for medical purpose, differently, So, and many of you know these words, I know, at least 50% of the words, you are familiar with. And take a screenshot, and I'll share this link, this PPT later, this document. So these words trigger your emotional world. These words. That's why words illumine everything. Words brighten our life. So therefore, when you speak, there are many words apart from these also. I just this is one example. Take anything. So these are the emotion. The words describe different type of emotional status of human beings' mind, the mind of the human beings. Now, first slide, words are the language part. Then here, that's verbal. This is non-verbal. Now, small kid, what is it? So we can see this is what I see in India. There's a problem here. This type of training is not given. When we are in school. Did you get any training, when you were in a school, this kind of, because there was no, see, the problem in India, psychology subject is studied after +2, generally. There is no subject of psychology in school and college until +2 in Indian education system. Am I right? Same problem, even spoken English also. In India, there's nothing subject called, spoken English in schools and colleges. There's subject called English, general English. Even English teachers doesn't know how to, teach spoken English. That is speaking skills. I'm not talking about the like tutorials teach spoken English. That is different one. So the problem here, psychology topic should be taught at the early age of every human individuals. But in India, it is not being done. So when you suppose if you are a arts student, if you are a liberal arts student, in graduation or post graduation level, you can take psychology subject. And the problem here also, and I say our institute, some of the IITs have psychology professors, but NITs are very rare. NITs don't take psychology teachers generally. So therefore, these are very, very important. By looking at the face indexes, there is one statement saying, what is that? Face is index of, what is it? Can you remember? Anyone? Have you heard that statement? I know, but I don't know how exactly. Will you be able to? Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. So face is index of mind. Why this saying has come? It's a scientific approach. Psychologists all the time tell this. Face is index of mind. Even criminals, the investigative officer also, observes many emotional world of criminals, mind of criminals, through, facial observations. Look at different type of, and pictures are there, and again words are also described, and see, mood, shy, happy, there are many, so embarrassment, and then seriousness, uh, screwed, and some kind of, this type of emotional status of mind, the emotional state of mind of human beings should be taught all of us at early age. Now at last, no problem, you learn this, by looking at a face, happy face. Which one is third one? A happy face. It's like selfie. Yeah. Second one is silly, like comedy, funny, right? Funny. And what is mood here? Mood is moody. We say the word at moody means not active, dull, serious, thinking all the time. Many things can be explained. There's one, there's a love, a sentiment also is explained here, the picture. Right. So now, so yeah. And best advice here to aware of yourself is to listen what others say all the time. Don't stop listening what others say. If you stop listening to others, then you lack the skills of self-awareness. You lack the skills of self-awareness. Yeah. So first, don't scream somebody is speaking when somebody is speaking. Listen. Then these are the things, look at, there's one quotation, like statement saying, emotionally intelligent people plan to put time aside to build self-awareness. They don't worry about all this, procedure, plan, strategy, but With emotions, they regulate all the things. Now this is what you have to do. Keep a journal of your feelings. You record something. Yesterday, were you happy? No. If no, what happened to you? Why? Find out the reason. And why you are happy yesterday. Then, and what is the reason? Why? Because of the particular reason you are happy, right? So then make note of it. So that you can continue the same thing. So to gain all the time, happiness. Right? And make a list of your roles also, your different roles. And if you perform different roles, people get different moods and predict how you feel also. The literature, see, if you read literature, poetry, generally poems, people enjoy this kind of competence. That's what emotional competence. And the three whys, how uh, so three whys: why, when, what, how, WH topic we say, right? WH. Ask for feedback regularly. Very important. Ask for feedback regularly. I don't know how this can be done, meditation, but I never involved any type of meditation so far. I am a student of literature. I read story, poetry, language, but there are people different, so you can talk to them, those who are good at in meditation, and they tell you, this is one part to balance your emotions. Why people do meditation? The main reason is to control of yourself. Right? What fills and drains your tank? What does it mean? Mind. Happiness, what makes you happy? What makes you unhappy? Ask questions. So first point we talk about self management, right? What is that? This one, yeah. Self-awareness. Now go for self management. Same process. The formula is same. Earlier awareness, here management. Now how do you manage? Now this one. It's the ability to use awareness of your emotions to stay flexible and direct your behavior positive. Don't listen the word. If somebody say, okay, be positive, be positive. Don't know. People say, no, all the time. They give a lecture, okay, be positive. They don't know what is the positive. You can say, your behavior should be positive. Positive has different meaning, positive words, positive response, positive behavior, positive, thinking also, right? What else? There are many, right? The word positive can. And if you go to, medical, positive becomes a negative. Test, if you go for, COVID test. It's a reverse meaning, right here. Somebody, you are seeing a lot of news, somebody tested, positive, COVID, positive. Why this meaning, one word, positive, it gives a negative meaning also. Am I right? Even law also, if you go to law point, in police case and legal case, positive means something dangerous there. Negative means blood report. If you look at the blood report, what says? Positive is a negative or not? Tell me. Who are you? Why you are silent, all of you? Did you get any confusion?
No, sir.
Yes. No
No, sir.
No,
confusion.
sir.
It's a
No,
clarity.
sir.
It's a clarity. No. So okay. So therefore, the words are tricky because emotional words sometimes good, sometimes bad. Depends on the perspective, how you see, and how others see them. So when I use the word positive, the same word, when I say positively, then it has very that's emotional appeal. But that is written in a medical report or blood report or whatever diagnostic report, then it becomes a negative. Even legal also, you know negative, like cases or charge sheet, police or criminal officer files, charge sheet in that something, there is a different column, negative means something is there. Positive means there's a different word, you know again they'll, negative means they should not close the word, continue further. So not, choose the emotions, you want to experience. That's what, choose these words, choose the words, then go for emotions. Not letting others push your buttons, what does it mean? Don't allow others to, judge your behavior. This is what idiom. It is dependent on your self-awareness, the management of emotional awareness to situations and the people. So you have to manage this. The self-management, self-awareness, social awareness, self-management. It's not biting your tongue, See, look at the picture. It's not like, it's not being a pushover. This is not self-management, right? It's like confident killing, This, if you look at this man's picture, what idea you'll get? Is a dangerous, cunning, tricky person, hidden person. He will not disclose. He's not liberal. Many things you can say, but not self-managed. Very. So see, look at this. Self-management. Testing your patience, managing emotions when outburst seems justified. It doesn't matter what you believe the receiving party deserves. In this way, here, just where is that? Most of the I feel to. Okay, where is this show conversation? Hide participants. Chart. I don't know where is the chart. I can write something here. Okay, it's now 9 o'clock, and I'll suggest you to watch one video. The video name. Let me check you in a go in a YouTube. I'm sharing that. There you can also note down. Okay. So something. I'll type here. So the title of the video: Your body language may shape who you are. Delivered by Professor Amikadi, who is a Harvard Business School psychologist, and this talk is just 20 minutes. TED Talk, TEDx.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so a wonderful talk. This lecture was viewed by millions of people all over the world. Since it's a wonderful lecture, you will know. She will tell you a lot of tips about this emotional awareness related, emotional intelligence related. The title of the you can note down. So your body language may shape who you are. By Amikadi, Amycuddy, Amikadi, Professor Amikadi. She was a Harvard, psychologist, Harvard, business school psychologist. The best institutions in the world. She gives scientific study, approach. And she little bit compares behavior with the communication, and so our approach is purely, uh, emotional, EQ related, not IQ, EQ related. So do you watch this? Tomorrow you don't have class, I think. So by day after tomorrow, everyone should watch this video, and then we'll have some kind of inputs on based on that video. We'll have some discussions on based on that video. Then we'll move. There are many things. Are you ready to watch? Will you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So nobody
Yes, sir.
can say later, also I have that problem, this problem.
Yes, sir.
You have a 2 days time. Just watch. It's an interesting video. If you don't understand, again watch next time. 2 times, 3 times also. Wonderful. And scientifically she speaks about, her approach is emotional EQ related. Then you can leave. Okay. So move to see you in next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.